Right, hello there. This is another production line video, number 400 million or something, who knows. Look, I've got moody lighting. Exciting. Right, okay, so the build that I'm sort of showing here is build 1.16, which isn't released yet and won't be released quite yet. But I'm basically going to talk about what's gone in that's new in the last week. And there's been a bunch of stuff. A bunch of like bug fixy stuff. Let me load my latest game while we talk about that, which I think is that one. It used to be if you left the R&D screen that the game would resume if you paused it, whether you liked it or not. It doesn't do that anymore, so that's good. What else have we got? There are some bugs with loans. Loans now have higher rates. If you take an out-of-bank loan, you find that they were kind of too good in that the amount you were paying out. I think I've probably got a loan at the moment. Let's have a look. Yeah, I have. If you look at expenses, like, who cares? So the rates are now a lot higher. So my loan was 0.37%. They're now like 7 and 9%. So I judged that really wrong, and that's changed. We've got a bunch of new production slots. You can manufacture sunroofs, panoramic sunroofs, drive shafts, spoilers and engine blocks. So we have some new tech there. Not sure how much of that I've researched on this particular one. What would it be? Spoilers are part of the trunk, aren't they? So make trunk, make spoiler. Yeah, so we've got that. I don't know if I've built all of the other things or not. So sunroof stuff is of course sunroof is part of the roof. So yeah, make roof, make sunroof, make panoramic sunroof. So there's a lot more stuff there that you can research and that you can build. So the manufacturing bit is has been expanded a little bit. Also fixed a bug to do with the flickering of cars at certain zoom levels. Fixed another bug to do with this achievements dialogue that sometimes was too wide for the screen. If you're working really hard on the achievements and you can't get the premium car production, nobody can. Don't worry about it. The prices are kind of wrong, and that one will become achievable. Basically, I've changed the prices of a lot of the components, well, a lot of the features to reflect the fact that installing those features on the car is harder than it appears just through looking at the cost of components, because the moment there are extra resources that you need, as you'll know if you're playing the game, it gets logistically a lot more complicated. So the prices of cars have kind of gone up. If I can look at some of these, they're 16,000, but they should be going up. I haven't finished balancing that, and that will keep changing. So what else have we done? Oh, that bug that you would occasionally get when you delete a resource connection, and then you would see the progress just looping. Fix that, thank God. Something else that we fixed that's been around forever. It's been a week of fixing things that have been around a long time. When you have a situation like this, it's quite hard to see where you're going along and you turn off immediately into a slot. It used to be that the decisions that the cars made where to go was not sensible. They'd always go to the furthest away one due to a kind of bug in the routing. That's fixed. That used to really annoy people, and that's fixed, so that's good. Blah blah blah. Yeah, this if you move this window somewhere, it will stay where it should be. It won't kind of keep jumping all over the place. That was also really annoying. The other thing is, you'll notice this progress bar is really smooth now. It was. I'm waiting for resources. It was only a visual thing, so don't think that like anything's like changed behind the scenes. It's just drawn better now. Okay, so that is graphically much nicer, isn't it? The save games are smaller. You won't. Yeah, but I do. A few anomalies on the main menu. Yeah, we also got... There's some figures that were just wrong. You mouse over these, you'll see the market value and what you're charging. Market value used to be completely wrong. That's fixed. Oh look, 17 down. I think that's probably the majority of stuff, in that we've been fixing little bugs and we've been putting in new manufacturing content. Let me just check that there's nothing else. I looked into 64-bit support. Absolute nightmare to do. Not in terms of the game itself, but everything that you depend on, you know, like DirectX and like the sound engine and anything has to have 64-bit support. You can't mix and match, and it's just chaos, and I don't think it will make much difference to the game, frankly. What else did we have? When I read that, that doesn't sound like a lot. But I suppose since the last video, actually, because we released a new version, we actually have art for the achievements. Where are they? Here they are. So, ooh, lovely art and lovely text and names of achievements written by someone with writing ability, not by me. So that's good. We're going to have a lot more of those. And also I fixed some of the bugs to do with the progress here, and we've just tweaked them so that, that the colours and the layout of stuff is just better. Hopefully you like the achievements. I want to do a lot more stuff like that, a lot more kind of directed stuff. A lot of the work in the last week has been to support new car body styles, new types of car. And the first one that we put in when it is ready will be the SUV, which, and it gets a little bit problematic because like this car, which is not really given a name at the moment, but it's a sedan effectively, does look suspiciously like the car I drive myself, I have to admit. But anyway, it is no particular car. So this body style here is a sedan. We're going to design here. So that is this tab. Now you can name it whatever you like. So I've named it the Positech Model A, obviously. I haven't drunk enough today, by a long stretch. I don't mean alcohol. So we're going to have more of these. You'll have more tabs. So we'll have like the SUV tab and the compact car tab. Hopefully one day like a sports car tab and stuff like that. So the way this is going to work, this is my plan, and I'm quite happy with this plan, is that at the start of a production line, at the very start when you add the first thing, and depending how much research you've done to drill down and how you've laid things out, it could be one of a variety of things. So here front axle is the start. What we're going to have is we're going to have another thing here, like where it says configure imports. I will research something. What shall I research? Aircon manufacturing setting. So once you've researched it, because this will be a new researched thing as well, we'll have a new thing here where it's like select car body, and at the moment it's sedan, and then you will be able to, for example, select SUV. So when you create a car, and at the moment it's just like an axle there, that car is whatever, it will have a certain body style, and it will always have that body style. So as it goes along, the components that get added to it will be the right one for it. So when it gets to roof, it will get the roof of an SUV, and so on and so on. Now, I think that makes the game playable and fun, and allows you to have a variety of cars without having to have a whole new production line for each car. Now, although that would be realistic in the real world in terms of how cars are made, it would be a pain, trust me, as a player. So I want you to have the ability to be down here, for example, we could say build SUVs. And here, we'd say build sedans, whatever. And they could then mix and match and swap and merge to make things easy. Now the problem is there, it will kind of look aesthetically a little bit wrong, and that would be a little bit too easy, because you would have, here comes an SUV, here comes a sedan, here comes a sports car, whatever. So what I want, and I think this will be cool, is to penalise people who swap too much. So ideally what you would have, and we're going to have some sort of logic control slot, I get that, at some point. Ideally what you would have is you would be saying build 10 sedans, then build 10 SUVs, then build 10 4x4s, whatever. So to encourage that, I'm going to implement a thing that is a real thing in car construction, which is like a kind of like a retooling delay and cost. And I've read loads of very tedious to most people books on how car factories work. And it used to be the case that if you wanted to change what a particular workstation was doing, change the component they worked on or whatever, that would maybe take all day, or it would take like 8 hours to swap to like manufacturing and pressing a different component or whatever. And then Toyota got it down to like 4 minutes or something like that. And this is all part of this whole like lean production thing that Toyota like invented, I guess. Anyway, even 4 minutes is a big delay on a production line. So I want to have a kind of body style swap penalty. So if this car here, which is a sedan, it's getting its arches fitted. If this next car coming along there was an SUV, these robots are going to stop. And they're going to stop for a certain period and will pop up a little bubble saying retooling. So it might swap for like, oh, excellent. Excellent. So you would then have a delay and an inefficiency, and then when it swapped back or swapped to yet another style of car, you would have that same delay again. And I think that will be interesting because ideally what you're going to want to do is satisfy all markets. There'll be a market for SUVs, there'll be a market for sedans, for sports cars, whatever. So what you want to do is produce a bit of everything, but you want to do it, obviously, kind of name of the game as it were, is you want to do it in a really efficient manner. So you don't want to be constantly swapping. So that will involve some kind of interesting choices in the way you lay out your factory. That's my idea for it. At the moment we're still fiddling with the artwork for the SUV. I've done loads and loads of back-end stuff, so hopefully I can just drop it in. Not this bit about hot swapping. What will probably go in is there'll be no penalty and you can just do what you want, and then I'll work on that. The only thing I haven't done is the user interface on this slot to do that, to choose what you're doing. I haven't done that yet. And again, I'll start off with that being really simple. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but some of these early slots where they work underneath the car, you can now see a like pit. I like that. So I haven't done that, and I haven't done the research. And this is one of the other things. I don't want to ramble on for hours. One of the other things that we're going to do is have like a design studio. So initially, what I'll have is I will have a researchable thing to design new body styles, and then we'll have, okay, once we've done that, design SUV, for example. And when you've researched that, bosh, you can then select SUV. What I want to have eventually is a design studio that you would have to put down in order to do that. You'd have to unlock it, the design studio, put down the design studio, and then kind of select it there. I'm not quite sure how I want that to work, because I want one of those facilities that they have in sort of car factories where they have the clay model and they all kind of like sculpture the car and decide how it should work and stuff like that. I think that would be really interesting. So it's going to take a few weeks to get all of that stuff in. At the same time, we're working on integrating everything ready for Steam Early Access and for GOG Early Access, Games in Development, I think it's called. So we'll be doing that. I've actually had quite a lot to say, haven't I? We're going to put the price up to $13 because people keep telling me it's far too cheap. We do have tips enabled when you buy it, and some people have very kindly been tipping, and that is much appreciated. And also saying that maybe the price should go up. So we're putting it up to $13 today. When it goes into early access, I think it's going to be $15.99, but that's a few weeks away. We haven't even done the video for it yet, and the achievements are not hooked up. But when they are, we will start making progress towards that. And I'll let everyone know, it's going to go in early access next week, whatever, if you want to get it before then. Or if you don't, it doesn't matter, it's entirely up to you, obviously. So, that is production line as it currently stands. Going quite well. I'm well into this factory. I'm very proud of this. If you look here, check it out. Check it out. Pretty fucking efficient, I would say. Well, maybe could be better. My bottlenecks here are basically painting. I haven't thought ahead enough to leave enough area for painting. What I should have done is move the whole thing down here a bit, and this is all very inefficient. I've kind of overproduced here, and then there's slight bottlenecks here, and then more of a late bottleneck there, and but it's great fun. Anyway, that's it for production line this week. Hope that's informative. I'm interested to know what people think about the way we're going to be doing the different car types. Hopefully you like the sound of what I'm doing. This is Production Line by Positech Games. It is in alpha and taking pre-orders now. I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching.